How could someone as young as 6 years old commit an act of violence so unimaginable? School shootings are tragedies that shock the world, but when the perpetrators are young children, the devastation is incomprehensible. In this video, we uncover the chilling stories of the youngest school shooters in the world. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Court Capture for more thought-provoking content. This is the story of the youngest school shooters, whose tragic and horrific actions shocked their communities and the world. From the 6-year-old who fatally shot his classmate to teenagers carrying out deadly shootings, these incidents raise questions about what drives such young individuals to commit such horrific acts. Let's take a closer look at some of the youngest school shooters in history. TJ Lane. On February 27, 2012, the morning at Chardon High School in Ohio started like any other. Students walked the halls, greeted friends, and made their way to classrooms. But for 17-year-old TJ Lane, it was far from an ordinary day. Lane arrived at the school with a loaded Ruger MK 3.22 caliber handgun stolen from his uncle. By 7:30 a.m., Lane entered the cafeteria where students were sitting, unaware of the horror about to unfold. He targeted a specific table where his victims, including Daniel Palmer, Russell King Jr., and Demetrius Hewlin, sat and began shooting. 6 students were injured in the attack, and 3 of them later died from their injuries. Lane fled the scene but was arrested shortly afterward. The investigation revealed that Lane had a personal rivalry with one of the victims. He later pleaded guilty to the murders and was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Jeff Wise. On March 21, 2005, 16-year-old Jeffrey Wise took the lives of his grandfather and his girlfriend in cold blood. Armed with a Ruger MK 2.22 caliber pistol, Wise fatally shot his grandfather, Daryl Lucier, and his grandfather's girlfriend, Michelle Sagan. Afterward, Wise donned his grandfather's police gear and made his way to Red Lake Senior High School, where his rampage continued. He killed a security guard and wounded several others before entering a classroom. There, he began asking students if they believed in God, shooting those who answered affirmatively or hesitated. A brave student tried to disarm him, but Wise continued his massacre, killing several more people before law enforcement arrived. Wise was eventually confronted by police, and after a shootout, he retreated to a classroom and ended his life, bringing the violent spree to an end. 9 people lost their lives in this horrific attack. John Jason McLaughlin. On September 24, 2003, 15-year-old John Jason McLaughlin walked into Rory High School in Minnesota, armed with a .22 caliber Colt pistol, determined to get revenge on his bully, Seth Bartell. After a brief encounter in the hallway, McLaughlin shot Bartell in the chest, then fired at 17-year-old Aaron Rollins, hitting him fatally in the neck. McLaughlin pursued Bartell, shooting him again in the forehead. A gym coach confronted McLaughlin, who then calmly emptied the gun's bullets and surrendered. Bartell died 16 days later from his injuries. During the trial, experts diagnosed McLaughlin with schizophrenia and major depression, but he was found guilty of first-degree murder and second-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison for first-degree murder and 12 years for second-degree murder. Kip Kinkle. On May 21, 1998, 15-year-old Kip Kinkle went on a shooting spree at Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon. Armed with 2 hunting knives and a .22 caliber Ruger MK2 pistol, Kinkle began his attack by killing 16-year-old Ben Walker and injuring another student. He then entered the school cafeteria, firing 48 rounds and wounding 24 students, with 17-year-old Mick Nicholas being killed in the process. As Kinkle attempted to reload his rifle, a wounded student, Jacob Reeker, saw an opportunity and tackled Kinkle to the ground. Despite further injuries, Recker and other students held Kinkle down until police arrived. In the aftermath, it was revealed that Kinkle had also killed his parents the night before the school shooting. Kinkle pleaded guilty to murder and attempted murder and was sentenced to 111 years in prison. Kenneth Bartley. On November 8, 2005, 15-year-old Kenneth Bartley entered Campbell County Comprehensive High School in Tennessee, carrying a .22 caliber pistol that he had stolen from his father. After being confronted by the principal and 2 assistant principals, Bartley fired the gun, fatally injuring assistant principal Ken Bruce and wounding Principal Gary Seal and Assistant Principal Jim Pierce. Bartley's actions were later revealed to have been motivated by an intention to exchange the weapon for drugs. Initially charged with first-degree murder, Bartley pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and attempted murder, resulting in a 45-year prison sentence. He was eligible for parole after 29 years. Jared Padgett. On June 10, 2014, 15-year-old Jared Michael Padgett entered Reynolds High School in Troutdale, Oregon, armed with an AR-15 type type rifle, a semi-automatic handgun, and 9 loaded magazines hidden in a guitar case. He opened fire on his classmate, 14-year-old Emilio Hoffman, killing him instantly. Paget then retreated to a bathroom where he ended his life before police could confront him. Despite his fascination with firearms, Paget had been known as a serious student. However, his obsession with guns and military weaponry ultimately led to tragedy. The motive behind the shooting remains unclear, but it is suspected that Paget may have been motivated by personal frustrations. Jalen Freiberg. On October 24, 2014, 15-year-old Jalen Freiberg opened fire in the cafeteria at Marysville-Pilchuck High School in Washington. After texting his family and friends apologies for what was to come, Freiberg approached a table of friends and shot them. Social studies teacher Megan Silberberg attempted to intervene, but Freiberg died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head shortly afterward. The motive behind the shooting is believed to be related to a romantic rejection, as one of the victims had declined his advances. Freiberg's tragic actions left his community in shock and mourning. Gabriel Ross Parker. On January 23, 2018, 15-year-old Gabriel Ross Parker opened fire at Marshall County High School in Kentucky, killing 2 other 15-year-olds and injuring 18 others. Armed with a Ruger handgun, Parker's shooting rampage was quickly stopped when law enforcement arrived, and he was taken into custody. These young shooters were driven by different motives and circumstances, but the consequences were universally tragic. Their actions left communities forever scarred, and their cases continued to raise questions about mental health, bullying, and the accessibility of firearms among youth. Michael Phelps. On March 25, 2011, Michael Phelps shot his former friend CJ at Martinsville West Middle School. Convicted of attempted murder, he received 35 years. The incident led to lawsuits against the school district for negligence. Charles Williams. On March 5, 2001, Charles Williams killed 2 students and injured 13 at Santana High School. Pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 50 years in prison, starting in a youth offender program. Brandon McInerney. On February 11, 2008, tensions with Larry King at E.O. Green Junior High culminated in tragedy fueled by bullying and escalating confrontations. Tragic cases of school shootings in the U.S. School shootings in the U.S. have left scars that are difficult to heal. These incidents often stem from bullying, access to firearms, and untreated mental health issues. In 2008, 14-year-old Brandon McInerney fatally shot Larry King, a classmate, during a lesson. Similarly, in 1997, 14-year-old Michael Carnail opened fire at a prayer circle, killing 3 students and wounding others. Teen shooters Mitchell Johnson and Andrew Golden, aged 13 and 11, pulled a fire alarm in 1998 before attacking their school with stolen firearms, killing 5 and injuring 10. In 2006, Vincent Wayne Leodoro critically injured a peer, while Nathaniel Brazil, just 13, fatally shot a teacher in 2000 after being sent home. Even younger perpetrators have shocked the world. In 2000, a 6-year-old fatally shot a classmate, and in 2023, another 6-year-old critically injured a teacher. Both incidents highlighted the negligence of adults in securing firearms. These events emphasize the urgent need for stricter gun control, improved mental health support, and proactive measures to prevent future tragedies. Every life lost is a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding schools and nurturing young minds. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Court Capture for more insightful stories and discussions.